get the cards and we would sit around Baba, and so that's what I say. It's not just his seat, office seat, but also the seat on the most informal thing when he played with his people over here. And especially one thing sometimes come to my mind when people come here for the first time. So it's a little story of a puppy that came through a little slit of this door. Whatever veranda you find, that was not there at the time of Baba at all. There was a tree here, and also in front of the bus there was another tree, and another tree over there, and the furniture also was not the way that you find it here. Only at the end there is a little chair, rickety chair, green color. So that was the type of furniture was here at the time of Baba. And Baba was in seclusion, and there were also the boards that Baba would not see anyone. And while these things were going on, and Baba was here, I was not here at that time, but I learned that when Baba was here, somehow a little puppy got through the slit, comes over here, looks at Baba, wags his tail. And Baba said, from where has it come? You see, I'm in seclusion. One of the Mandali was even put near the mango tree, which is about 100 feet from the gate, to find if at all anyone comes here and disturbs Baba's seclusion. But throughout that, this puppy comes, and so Baba sends out people to find out whether it belongs to someone. And as it turned out, it belonged to Rani. The information came, then Baba said, if it belongs to no one, it's mine. And then he started feeding it and playing with it, and because Baba played with it, Baba named it as Ramu. I think that's the Gujarati word for play. So Baba used to hold his hand and he would jump this side and that side, and in that strictest seclusion, even he was allowed to go into Baba's room. So our coming to Baba is just like an excuse like this. So he just creates an excuse and you find yourself before him and then he accepts you. So that's how our journey with him begins. So this is about this door, and then as for the things that are in the Mandali hall, as I told you, that picture that you see near Baba's chair was the one as he looked in the 60s. That picture, Baba sitting in the chair, and the other picture that is there is how Baba looked in mid-20s at the school activity, Merabad activity and all that. So there are quite a lot of things. This also picture is by Linot. He sent after first meeting with Baba. And there is a little story connected with that picture. Just as I say, things that are here, although they are not placed with any motive as such, but still Baba creates a sort of a story out of it. And then we know why this picture is kept here. So just maybe in the 70s, Steve Klein, who helped me, he told me of this story and even wrote me about it, that there was one Baba lover. I think they are from what place is Steve? Steve Klein? No, Steve Klein, Boston or Chicago? Boston. So they were having a sort of, I think baseball or something like that, they were playing, Baba lovers, and one of the Baba lover named Hugh Flick, you see, he got hurt, or his one of the knees was injured and he was taken to the hospital. And so when he was in the hospital, he asked one of his friends to bring a picture just so that it should be near his bed. And this man goes there and he finds that the whole wall is full of so many pictures, so which choice he should have? So somehow he felt and he took this type of picture and placed it on his table by the bed, and you felt so relieved. He said, Baba has a message for me through this, because he had hurt his left knee and he found that Baba had put his hand on his left knee and he's saying with his right hand, okay, it will be alright, don't worry, or something like that. So that's how, although the things are here, after some years we find that they are somewhere related to this place where these pictures are. And as I was talking to 1 or 2, 3 people about our likes and dislikes, after coming to Baba, we do have our likes and we do have our dislikes, and we continue with that. In the same way, not being an artist, I too, not knowing which is really a good painting or which is really a good poem, an ordinary person. So yes, this is good, this is not good. So somehow I felt that when you go by this, there are 3 paintings in the row. One is by Rano, and the last is, this is our sitting tour, you can see these things when you move about, and the last is by Jim Frisino. So I would just tell people, this is by Rano and that's by Frisino, and alliteration also, and I would never mention the middle picture because it has conical mustache of Baba and the face and the nose, not knowing what painting is. Baba accepted it, but it doesn't mean that I must appreciate everything. So if I don't like, I say I don't like. Baba liked that. He would also ask, do you like this? Do you like tea? Do you like coffee? Do you like ice cream? Or anything like this. So I would skip that thing. But Baba's timing is perfect. Baba knows what we feel and what we don't feel, and the way he wants us to feel. So some few years back, there was a Baba family who visited this place, and they came here and they were passing through this room, and they were not going to stay here by weekend. So Erach, at the time of supper, just told me that when I was taking through this, so the person said, look, when you looked at that picture, that the middle painting, he stopped there. And he said, this was the face that I used to see, and as if that face was beckoning me to come. And when I heard that story, because he had so many beautiful photos of Baba in his house, but this particular face that is there, so he just felt that it was that picture he was seeing and was as though beckoning him. And then that's why I say, anything that you find at Merabad or Meherazad has its own story, and it's not necessary to know all the stories, nor Baba has revealed those stories, but a time comes when these stories come out with a marvel about it. Now as for this hall, at the time of Baba, the picture was not just like this. There were no chairs, although few chairs were there in the 60s, but there were no columns, no pillows like this. And Baba would come in the morning, and he would come in that chair, and that would be laid down there. Then invariably Francis and Erach or someone else would go to Baba, receive him, then he would have a little just stroll over here, and then he would take his seat, and then of course his day would begin. And because in the early days the men were known as his Mandali, and there was a separate thing like this, all men lived on this side and the women and Baba stayed inside, so that men could come from this side and Baba could come from that side. So this place was known as the Mandali Hall. So that's why we call it a Mandali Hall. So I think this should be the first part of our sitting tour. Now we pass on to the blue bus, which is there. Because of the color, it is known as blue, and that was the bus that Baba used, especially when he travelled with his Eastern and Western women disciples throughout India and Pakistan and even Ceylon in 38 and 39, and there are quite a lot of stories connected with that, which I shared just one about Elizabeth. So many stories are connected with that. I think that was a unique tour of its type. Anyway, then Baba, when it was finished, when the tour was finished, Baba had his own way. It seems that Baba gives us the thing, but takes away the attachment of it. That's his doing. So when he came back, he said, now that we have finished our work, finished our tour, so it is better that we sell this bus away, and I would get money and I would use it for my other work. So people thought that we have traveled in it, many nice memories are connected with it, so why sell it? So someone had an idea that they should have just the tickets of 100 rupees each, so that only Baba people can purchase that, and so out of the raffle, anyone who gets the number just as at your service, so that any of them would be a Baba lover, so at least it would remain with a Baba person. And Baba said, alright, now I get the money, I don't mind if you just do it that way. And so it was done, and the one who got this prize was the one, I think he stays on the second floor, Keki Desai, Delhi. Still, do you know where he stays? Keki Desai of Delhi?
No.
Okay. So I think he stays on the second floor or third floor somewhere since that time. So he said, Baba, what will I do with this bus and all? Where will I keep it? So just allow me. Now you got your money. So this is my bus now. So permit me to do whatever I want to do. So it was given to Sarosh. And Sarosh used it for some days. And then after 10 years, this was 49, summer, when Baba called Sarosh and he said, well, now I want to be in the strictest seclusion to do my important work. So you should fix the body of the bus here. By the time I returned from Abu, he had gone to Abu at that time. So before he came, this was fixed over here. Of course, all what you see now, the covering, that was not there. There were only trees. And then Baba got into it. And the importance of the bus, as I feel it, which I want to share with you, you may have your own opinions about it. But after getting out of the bus on 1st August, it was for the first time that Baba shared the news about the new life, as far as I know, with Norina, Elizabeth, and Mani, Mehra, and few others. So to me, this bus is still a link between his old life and new life. It was after the seclusion that he had in the bus that he commenced for his new life. And the second thing I feel that even when he completed his new life phase, at the end, he had again come over here and he stayed where now RHS stays, that cabin, you see that asbestos cabin there, where Air stays. So that we call Baba's Manunash room. So Baba was there, and the room facing it, where Pendu stays, there Baba would rest. And he would work in the cabin where Air stays. And there was also a part where he would rest for the day if he wants to. And there were also placed the symbols of different religions. I think they are now in the museum. Formerly they were in his office. So through that symbol, Baba worked for all religions and all that. And when that was complete, the picture that was taken, which is still in the blue bus, just near his Baba's sandals, was taken when he completed. That was also in front of the blue bus. So in a way, he completed his new life also near the new bus, and then began his life phase, as he said, which includes old life and new life. And to top it all, again, as I watch it and find it, that the bed that is there in the bus is the hospital bed which Baba used just for, I think, 6 or 7 days, from 26th January to 31st January. That was used, and that was in Baba's room at the time. And the bed that you find is the bed that he had been using for years. That is there. So that bed was removed from there, and that is kept here, which I call it Baba's gross length before he held his body. I don't say dropped his body, but before he held his body from our eyes. So to me, that bus stands as a relic, a symbol for his old life, new life, life, and life eternal. And also, that's why when people go in the bus, and some people just feel that it's a special place, to me it is definitely a special place. And the bust, I don't know, perhaps have you heard the story of Sharma's son? Did I tell you the story of Mr. Sharma's son who died? No? then maybe now it's also connected, it got connected with this blue bus now. This is the recent story connected with the blue bus. It so happened that last February, maybe on 26th or 26th I think, after Baba's birthday, there came a person named Mr. Sharma with his wife and eldest son. So what had happened, whatever little we learned from him or he shared at Merabad at the trust office with money when I was there and also at Merabad, was this, that they had a son, a young son, very healthy, a very delightful person and loved by his friends and all that. But soon he was taken up by some fatal disease, maybe cancer, I don't remember. But anyway, that was fatal and he was sure to die. And so naturally the parents looked after him very much. And now he is on bed and they want to please him. And the doctor says, give him everything that he wants. He likes especially coffee. So his sister would go to him and they used to call him Gypsy. So they would go to him and say, Gypsy, have coffee. And then he would say, don't disturb me. And because he was sick and no, Gypsy, Mommy had sent it, why don't you have it? He said, don't disturb me. Then mother would come and she would ask and the same he would repeat. And he said, why? What's happened to you, Gypsy? He said, Baba Meher is before me and why do you want to disturb me? Baba, they thought that it's a sort of a delirium that he is going through because they hadn't heard his name. So again, sometimes they coaxed him, but 3-4 times, as far as I remember, the same answer was there. And they were great lovers of Ram, and so mother would come and also Gypsy say at least once or twice, say Ram, Ram, Ram. And he would say, what? In white clothes, radiant, Baba Meher is with me, why should I take anyone's name? And she was sure that the separation or whatever it may be, it's not good for him. And in that, Gypsy died. This was, because recently we received Mr. Sharma's letter, that's why I remember the dates. So he died on 28th February 1983. And this Mr. Sharma was a sort of a deputy superintendent in police or something like that. And he had access to other states. So he writes to the Inspector General, whether there is any person like Baba Meher in your state, to Rajasthan and other places. They said, no, not that we know of. Then he said, that must be an aberration, he must be in delirium, he didn't take Ram's name, but I won't tell this. Mother would always tell, just go and inquire whether there is any person named Baba Meher. And always he's getting the news that there is no such, and the mother would cry. And even when she came here, she was all in tears. But at last, he got retired after 1.5 years. And then, because he was from Chandigarh, a state in Haryana, it's the capital of Haryana. So he goes there and he's just moving about. And right on the pavement, he sees that one person with an outer robe is selling books. A little stand over there. So there were quite a lot of books spread. So this person picks a book and opens it. And to his amazement, it was a book of Rajneesh. I haven't seen that book, but that's what he said. So he says, according to Kabir, the concept of life is this. According to Meera, the concept of life is this. According to MeherBaba, concept of life is this. Suddenly, he thought, oh, there is some person like MeherBaba like this. So I must know about him. So he asked the person, do you know MeherBaba, anything about MeherBaba? He said, I'm selling books, I don't know MeherBaba. I know nothing about MeherBaba. He said, who would know? He said, this is the book by Rajneesh, so there is one follower of Rajneesh. I can just leave you there. You can just go there and inquire if you want to. Sector number so and so, because it's a newly built. Chandigarh is one of the places in India which have been built, which was a total, what you call, a sort of a plain or a deserted land, which was created specially to build this house. I haven't been there, but they say it's a beautiful house with roads and all these things. So he got the sector number, house number, and now he's going there to get the information, but somehow he felt that I should have asked the name of the person so that it would have been easy for me. So he again comes back and to his amazement he finds that the person is not there, the books are not there, the stand is not there, nothing is there. He said, what's happened to that? He started going here, there, and he couldn't trace anything. So again, he couldn't do anything about it. So he returned to Delhi, but he was sure that there is a person named Merabad. So he inquired at the libraries, got maybe Listen Humanity or the God Man, read about Meher told his wife also. She felt a bit relieved. And then there was a map in that showing where Meherabad is and Nagar is. I definitely know it's in, I tell this story quite a lot of times, but still I have not checked with the God Man. But I surely know there is in Listen Humanity that map which shows this. Anyway, then mother says, if there is a person like Meher Baba and he's like this, they have taken his name, so we must visit that place. And the mother's love, and he couldn't help, and with that mother, Mr. Sharma, and because both parents were going, this young boy, their eldest son, also accompanied them. They came here. Now when they came here, we have not written to anyone. We don't know what Ahmednagar is, because it's over 1,000 miles, about 1,000 miles from Ahmednagar, Delhi. So they came here, and still they were. That's a different thing, which I may say that how Baba plays is a different subject altogether. How Baba plays with our confusion in our coming to him. You see, if at all you were quite a person with clarity, sometimes you may find that what's happened to me, I have got to Meher Baba and I'm more confused sometimes. Anyway, they just come here not knowing that we have come, so where should we go now? But as Mani remembers, that the Mrs. Sharma told her that she saw someone like Gypsy, her son, and she got on the platform, and that was a feeling for her that, oh, this is the place that I am supposed to come. And there is also a board there on the railway station which says alight for Merabad. I haven't read it, but the trust pays for it, and we sometimes felt that should we pay for it? Will it be of any use to anyone? We are paying some 200, 300 rupees per year for that, just that little board that is there. And he sees that, and he is going to tell his wife about this, and he is sure that their Gypsy must be, this Meher Baba is here, and we don't know what's going to happen. And just that time they see a restaurant there on the railway station, which is a Baba picture. And there they inquire about Meher Baba, and they say you have to go to Merabad, and you can take a rickshaw, you can go in Tonga or something like that. And as it happens with each of us, how Baba is particular in littlemost things, minutest things, when we are coming closer to him. So they get the conveyance, they go there, and it was just the time for the bus to leave for Merabad. So they said, today all are going to Merabad, that's Meher Baba's place, and Baba's Mandali stay there, so it is better that you get in the bus. So now they just put their luggage, got in the bus, and because Dolly Dastur, who stays there, she comes and appraises money, what had happened to these people. In a short time, whatever she had heard, so that they can be introduced to money. And they were brought there, and again they told you in a nutshell the story of what had happened, and it is good that you go. And so they came here, and they were happy. And then Eresh took them, because they were not staying. So if no one is here on Thursday, he also takes people sometimes, if he feels. So he just goes to the blue bus, then a little thing about, yes, not that much time that I am jabbering now, but just opens it and he says, that's the bust of Baba, you see, made by one of his lovers in Australia, John Bruford. And maybe he might, I don't know what happened because I was at the trust office. And then he comes and relates the story, whatever I gathered that was related by him to Eresh and that I got from him. And then he tells, two things happen. He said exactly, see Baba's that chronological thing, dates, Baba is humorous in so many ways, and I find that this, even for dates and days, sometimes it's so amusing. So he comes here, and while he was narrating his story, he tells Eresh that I am telling this for the first time. I have not told this to my wife, though it has happened practically a year earlier. So she said on 28th February 1984, he saw a dream in which there was some temple, I don't remember the details, but there was one thing that there was a sailor-like thing wearing a pandit with a big belly, someone has taken him there and he shows him to a bust and says, this is your son, is in here or he's with him, or I don't remember the word that he said. And when he showed me that bust, I just remembered that this was the dream I had a year earlier, because they came here on 27th February. So then wife starts shedding tears and then they are in the bus. But the mind is after all there, it can create 1,001 excuses. We can even add a zero to that, I think. 10,000. So she said, but you said you were going in a cellar or something like that. And it's all right, yes, maybe this, like this. So the next day was Friday. So they go there and they had been to the tomb and they met Mansari, and Mansari asked Nana, have you shown them the library and the museum and all that? Nana says, no, I didn't show them as yet. She said, go and show them that thing. They are leaving now. Maybe Saturday morning or Thursday night. So Nana takes them to the museum, and as he gets down the steps, then he realizes exactly how it was a sailor, and there is also a similar bust of this type. So this is what I mean, how Baba connects these things that I say. They are not things, but they are latent with Baba stories with them. So this is how that bust is there. A lot of stories connected with the bus. Also, everything, not everything in the bus, the pack with which we used to play with Baba, the cards, that's also there. And also some explanations that Baba gave during 1962 East-West gathering, those things are also there. But a lot of things are there. But for the present, it's enough with these two stories. And also one thing connected with me, in a sense, is with Baba's sandals that are there. I think they are the same with which my little story is connected. It was about 1958, and it was Baba's birthday that was celebrated at Merabad. And there were quite a lot, I think a film also has been taken. And there were hundreds of people lining to go and touch Baba's feet. I think they were also washed that day, I don't remember. But the one part I remember that so many were in line to go to Baba and place their head at his feet. So that program was over and Baba was in his cabin. And somehow I was called there, and when I was standing there, somebody brought these sandals or sandals similar to this. I'm not sure. But those sandals remind me of that story that I'm sharing with you. So I went there, and Baba asked me some question, must be some other thing. And then the person comes and he says, Baba, this is your birthday, so I would like you to offer the sandals. And he just put the sandals before Baba. Baba is wearing them, and while wearing, Baba was also very impatient. Baba, if he tells someone to do a certain thing, if someone is asked to come at 9 o'clock, from 8:30 he would say in person, go and see, the car is coming, go and see. Baba, you have called him at 9 o'clock, it's all right, go and see. Like this. What work he did, he alone knows, but definitely he did. But anyway, he was talking with other things, and he looks at me and he says, well, did you take my darshan this day? So I said, no, Baba, I did. He said, what a fool you are, don't you know that this is my birthday? And there were hundreds who lined, and you didn't join the line, you didn't take my darshan. I said, no, Baba, there were a lot of people, and I was given some work, and I was doing here, there, and so I did. So Baba says, well, in spite of my being birthday, don't you know the importance of it? I said, Baba, that's all right, but I didn't take your darshan, that's right. That's what has happened, I'm sorry about it. And just then he looks at me, and then he said, all right, now bow down to me. So I said, yes, of course, Baba, I would. And the moment I was about to bow down to him, He said, stop. I said, Baba, what's happening? I'm going to go down to you. He said, no, stop. And the words that he said, as far as I remember, were this, that he said, what's the use of just going down to me? So I was baffled what Baba was saying. Then he said, now that I have asked you to go down to me in such a way that you never lift up your head. And then he asked me to go down to him. So then it was such a, and there were some other words, and I just came out and I totally forgot about what Baba had said and what Baba had done. But years later, when I went through my notes, I totally forgotten even about the incident. But when I was writing something and I came across this thing, I said, Baba has told me this, so what I think I just said me. So those sandals are also there, so that's about the university. Those who want to go, but the women are called for tea at 4:30 or earlier, I don't know what it is. 4:30. But you are free to go at any time. With the men, I can continue even after that, if they want to. So this is about the blue. I don't think we'll be able to go out at least today. Then the caravan. Have you been in the street in the caravan? You rest in the caravan, right? No? Yes, yeah, I see. Yeah. So this caravan also has a very, very beautiful story connected with it, which is a very long story, like a detective story, as we were talking this morning. But I'll tell it to you in short. How Baba, coming to Baba, you see, we come across through so many things like this, but Baba at the same time points out, not because of this I am what I say I am, but in spite of it I am that. But so we share it just because sometimes it gives a sort of a help, a sort of a recreation to our mind in seeking companionship with him. So that's the only, could be the place for these stories connected with Baba. Although some of them may have some profound meaning of their own, they do have. So this caravan was used by Baba, I think maybe by the end of 1949 when he was in the new life. And the four companions, the women companions of his new life were Mehru, Dr. Gaver and Mani. So for four of them this was used. So I was told that Gaver would rest on the floor, while Mehru and Mani would use those three benches that are in there, and there were two very strong bullocks that would drag the caravan, and the building of it and so many things connected with it. But the main thing is this, that when it was put there, maybe in the mid-70s, a Baba lover from the States sent this stained glass window that is fixed there. And so it was there, and I just said, well, I looked at it and I said, it looks like Baba, and it was there and placed there, and Gaver is the one who looks after these things, and after some days I found that it was fitted there. So I would just say during my tour that this is Baba's new life caravan, and this stained glass window is sent by a Baba lover. But after 7 years, Baba revealed entirely a different story about it. It was most amazing, and is still most amazing to me. What happened that it was sent by a Baba lover named Karen, who was here in 72, and on a return to the States, she stayed in London, completed the course in this stained glass, whatever school it is, and she prepared the first piece of art of Baba, which is here. And when she was going to purchase the things for this, she happened to meet an English boy named Drew, and he helped her in selecting all these things. And he said, I have also a skill, I can fire this glass for you, which he did, and handed over back the pieces to Karen. And there she fitted everything, and it came here in 74. And then it was placed here. So that's the outer story that we know. But then, in 70, by the end of 78, I think, we received a letter from an unknown person, an English boy, and he wrote, this is the gist, what I remember from the letter that he wrote to Adi, Baba's secretary, not knowing who else are with Baba or anything. So he writes that he, on a sabbatical leave, wanted to tour the whole world, and so they went to California, where they stayed for a while, and then they went to San Francisco, and there they were in a hotel, and they also hired a car, and they would go to different places to visit, and that was a nice thing for them. One morning, to their amazement, they find that after they had their coffee, they are looking for the wallet, which would be generally on due west. It wasn't, or at some other place, so it wasn't there. And they thought they might have left it in the coffee house or restaurant where they go back and they find it's not there. And they were so distressed because in it was their, what you call, passport, then traveler's check, and everything was in it. The whole thing was in it. So everything is gone now, even how to pay the bill. And they were just touring in America as tourists. They had no friends. So they said, what to do? And so they happened to spend night somewhere in great disgust, and they reached their place in the hotel. And there, to their amazement, they find a message from someone whom they did not know, saying either to collect the pouch or come and see me. I don't remember exactly what they said. So he, later with whom he married Mara, Drew and Mara, they went there. They met Karen at the place. And Karen is an artist who was going to attend some performance by that road, and she, while driving the car, the one who was driving, sees something on the road. So somehow they managed to stop the car. It was not on highway. They got it. So when she opened the pouch, she found that this person has purchased an address of someone from whom they had hired the car. So she phoned that man, the one who had hired the car from you. Please inform him that he had lost his pouch, in which he has everything that he should have while traveling, and ask him to contact him. See Baba's way? How can such a thing, and try perfect timing? So anyway, he comes, they talk with him, but it was a gap of 7 years. They couldn't recognize each other. And when he gets back in the car, he tells, I think I've seen this girl somewhere. So he said, let's go back and check. They were going to New Mexico, to south. I think after going to New Mexico, or when they came back, they again met Karen, and then it turned out that it was the same Karen whom he had helped in purchasing the thing and for whom he had fired the glass. And then he said, well, but who was that? Who was that? He said, MeherBaba. They had heard of Satya Sai Baba. I said, what MeherBaba? I wanted to tell her something about MeherBaba, but knowing the person, well, some even say he's my godfather, grandfather, whatever it is, the picture is there. Just yesterday I read in a letter, the picture was there, and the children, she's a teacher. So they would come and ask, is your grandfather? He's my godfather. Anyway, she tried to express something of her feeling, and then, but she would come up, who is he? And then she said, MeherBaba, but what is he? And in the end she said, well, he is the Christ come again. So he writes in his letter that we were agnostic, we were not after religion or anything. But when we heard this, so we were really surprised. And when she said, he is the Christ, he remembers one story connected with a piece of Jesus Christ which he had found. That means, he said, after finishing about that time my career, I prepared one piece of art about Jesus, and when it was complete, I found that there was one deformity in it, the sort of a bubble that got into his head or something like that. One air bubble has got in like this. And then when you say that he is the Christ, again there is that mystery of a bubble in here also. So when I just computerized everything and fixed everything and the timing was there, when the alarm was about to ring, I fell asleep. When I woke up, I checked and I found that it's overfired and the piece must have been ruined totally, and so somehow I looked at it, and when I allowed it to cool down, I found there was still a bubble. There was a mystery of a bubble in it, how it got in it, but it was right in its eye, which looked like a tear of compassion to me. And when you say that His Christ come again, I just feel that, is it that same coming again? Is it that tear that shows that, oh, I must go to Merabad and I must go and visit that place? And it was a long letter wherein he said that. And so we were amazed how such a thing could happen over a period of 7 years. Those who are destined to come, it's not necessary that one must come and becomes a Baba lover or anything. Whatever connection he has with Baba, so they do come to Baba and they are benefited also by it. And so he did come here. And then of course a lot of stories of the letter was read before him, because people think that when we tell Baba stories, we exaggerate the facts, and out of love we just say more than what has happened. And so Eres said, let the letter be read right before him and let him say if he has to say anything. He said, no, whatever I have written is exactly right. The only thing that Gary pointed out, Gary Klein pointed out, was he said that the possibility of having a friend in States was 150 million to 1. He said it should be 200 million to 1. So that also is there. So when you have time, you can just, and that also can be used for rest. Whenever you are here, you feel like resting, you can also do. Is it not enough boring?
I think it's stopped raining.
Let them now. Let them go for tea. We will go for sure after 4:30.